Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to On the Block, where today we're going to be ranking every NBA team's best young player. So, quick disclaimer here, everyone in this table is under the age of 25 as far as I know, except for one person who we'll discuss when we get to him. And secondly, if I put someone in the starter band, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're never going to be an all-star. It just means that I think they're worse than everyone I've put in the all-star tier. So I could easily call them A, B, C, D, E, but this is just what I call them. So, let's go from here. So Trae Young. Trae Young is someone who I would consider putting in the Hall of Fame tier. I'm going to put him in All-Star for now and see who I put in All-Star as well, and we'll come back to him. But absolutely exceptional player, phenomenal scorer. Obviously can't contribute a whole point on defense because he's so small, but phenomenal offensive player. Scorer, shooting, he has it all around. Jason Tatum, so far, I think has proven himself to be a better player than Trae Young. I mean, that's not a question. He's a good two-way player, excellent scorer, can lead a team, so definitely in the Hall of Fame tier for me. Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown has kind of come into his own little this year in terms of his defense capabilities. He's been called on a lot more, given that the Nets don't have a whole pile of defense, especially on the perimeter, even though James Harden's defense is underrated. So I'm going to put him in role player for the time being. I think that's exactly what he fits. I think he could be that for his career. LaMelo, I can't justify putting him in Hall of Fame just yet. He's too young. He only played 20 odd games in the NBA, so I'm going to put him in All-Star for now. Patrick Williams, excellent young player for the Bulls. Turned out everyone was questioning when they picked him at number 4. Is he actually going to turn out to be anything good? Looked pretty decent so far. Put up a 20-point game the other night. So I'm going to put him in a starter role. I think he's going to be worse than everyone went to All-Star, and you'll see when I get there. Well, I think so too. We'll see. So Con Sexton, I think, is someone else who fits into this kind of starter role. I think he's someone who fits in the kind of six-man role. Someone who's just an elite scorer, instant offense. I think he can do it for any team. He just happens to be in Cleveland at the moment. If it's kind of that Jordan Clarkson kind of mold as well. So definitely a really, really valuable player. Luka, no questions, Hall of Fame. Absolutely exceptional talent out of Europe. Averaging 28, 9 and 9 for the season so far. Doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Some people say he could have peaked in his second season, but looks to be keeping consistent, if not improving, as the seasons go on. Michael Porter Jr., strange one. Excellent potential, but very injury prone and has had multiple back surgeries in his young career so far. So I think he could definitely be an all-star in his career. Definitely. Same with Colin Sexton. But I'm going to put him at the high end of starter for the time being. Killian Hayes is too young to put anywhere above a bench player at the moment. The Pistons don't really have anyone fantastic at the moment in the young player department. They just got rid of Derrick Rose, so Killian Hayes might get some extra minutes when he comes back. But yeah, not much more to say about him. James Wiseman could be someone who could definitely be an all-star, given his potential so far. But I'm going to put him in the starter category for now. I think he's valuable. Nice rim runner, good in the pick and roll, fits well with Steph and that team. So yeah, decent. Christian Wood. I'm going to put him in All-Star because I think he could be that this season, although he is out injured at the moment, so I don't think he will be. He's averaging very comparable numbers to Anthony Davis already, which is good to see, although Anthony Davis has taken a small step back, but I don't expect that to continue. But absolutely will be around this tier for his career. Sabonis, same. Definitely developed into a phenomenal player on the offensive side of the ball. Really, really big contributor to that Indiana team. It's basically his team now. They're quite well-rounded. They don't really have any one superstar player that stands out from the rest, but he is definitely up there in their best player category. Luke Kennard, I'm going to put him down in the bench category. He's not much more than that at the moment. You could argue slightly overpaid by the Clippers this season. I think it's $84 million over 4 years. Probably not worth that. He's shooting about 34% from 3 this season, which is quite low for him. But yeah, not all that valuable. Talon Horton-Tucker, THT, solid role player, I think, for his career. I think he's going to be very valuable to the Lakers this season. They need some players to step up. I think some of the players they signed haven't really been living up to the expectation. I think someone like Marcus Saul hasn't quite lived up to it. Montrez and Dennis Schroeder probably have, but Anthony Davis hasn't looked himself. So I think they might need some extra scoring off the bench, and Talon Horton-Tucker could provide that. Ja Morant, I'm going to put him right next to Trae Young, because I think he has the potential. The two of these have the potential. So does Mala. A lot of these players have the potential to go into Hall of Fame. But at the moment, I'm going to put him in All-Star category. I think he could be an All-Star. With a fully healthy team, he could be one this season, but probably won't be. But definitely on the All-Star. Bam, same. Definitely All-Star caliber player, as we've seen. Unbelievable on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, he's got it too. He's got one of the most clutch blocks in the playoffs from last year. So really, really big contributor. Dante DiVincenzo, I'm going to go role player. He's contributed to the Bucks quite a bit this season. He was originally in talks to be traded in the Bogdanovich trade. When that didn't go through, he's accepted kind of a bigger role this season with the Bucks, and he's flourished in it. So absolutely a big contributor. Nice role player. D'Angelo Russell, I'm going to put into the starter category. And you might be like, he's already been an all-star, why is he in the starter? Because I think he's going to be worse than everyone in this category when I'm finished with it. What I think their kind of projections are going to be. A lot of this is based on currently, like some of these players are too young to gauge how good they're going to be. LaMelo has shown glimpses that he's going to be up here. Patrick Williams shown glimpses, but in a couple of years they could be swapped around, no problem. It's hard to say. But I think D'Angelo Russell, definitely high in the starter, maybe low end all-star. Zion, definitely all-star. I'm not putting him Hall of Fame for the time being, just on injury worries. I think he's played well this season. He hasn't missed a whole pot of games and playing a lot of minutes. If he remains injury-free for his career, he will definitely end up in the Hall of Fame. I would be very surprised if he didn't. But I'm going to keep him there for the time being, just on injury worries. RJ, top 3 picks from last year's draft, all here. I'm going to put him in a starter category. I don't think he's lived up to that number 3 hype. I think there's definitely better players in the draft that were selected below him. But he's up there. I think he could be a starter if he develops his jump shot a little bit more. Shea, definitely in the starter category. Could well be an all-star, but I don't think he will be for the foreseeable. He doesn't seem to have that ability to take over a team like some of these players up here, like Trae Young, Zion, Ja Morant. So I'm going to keep him here for the time being. John Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year capabilities. Could definitely be an all-star, but I don't think he'll ever get there because of his lack of offense. So I'm going to keep him in the starter category, but on the defense side of the ball, he's one of the most valuable players in the league. I hope he comes back some semblance of what he used to be, what he can be, I suppose. Ben Simmons, all-star, definitely. He has been an all-star, proven he can be. Excellent defensively. If he runs out his game with a jump shot or a three-pointer, if he just gets the confidence, start taking more of them, he will jump way up here. Because I think he could be a sort of B-Tech Giannis to an extent. Devin Booker, same thing. There's no order for these, by the way, just putting him in the middle. Definitely could, all-star caliber player. Could well end up in Hall of Fame. He does lack a little bit on the defense side of the ball. It's kind of defensive lapses here and there. But yeah, absolutely all-star. Gary Trent, very solid role player. Proved it last season with the Portland Trail Blazers. Came into his own in the playoffs, shooting well over 40% from 3. Good defensive player. Was a pest to some of the Lakers games and in the play-in games as well. So yeah, very, very solid contributor and role player. De'Aaron Fox, I'm going to go all-star. And I think in the right situation and a fast-paced team, he could definitely be that. The Kings are running really fast this season, top 10 in pace, and I think he could plausibly make a move for all-star based now he's playing over the last couple of games. DeJounte Murray. I'm going to go solid starter. I think defensively he's got it. Offensively he shows glimpses. Maybe in a team that's more offensively orientated, not like the Spurs, he could flourish a little more. But yeah, defensively, All-NBA type defender, made All-NBA second team in the second season, so definitely has the capability. OG Anunoby, I'm going to go role player. I don't think he's going to get much higher than that in his career, but he could be a really, really solid contributor on a championship level team. Donovan Mitchell, all-star for sure. Doesn't quite have the capability to jump up here yet. As I say, any one of these could, but I don't see it just yet. And then Rui, I'm going to go with a role player. Hasn't quite lived up to his expectations. He's been a little bit injury prone so far, which is slightly worrying for someone so young. But he proved it in the FIBA National Championships. He played unbelievably well. Really stepped into the zone for his country, but definitely has the capability of jumping up higher in this, as most players do, or falling. But yeah, solid role player so far. So is there anyone here I want to move up? I'm considering moving up Trae Young. No, I'm going to keep it as it is. I don't think I could justify moving up Trae Young over Ja Morant, Zion. A couple of these players, D-Book, Donovan Mitchell. I don't think he warrants going above them. So yeah, I'm going to keep it as it is. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let me know if you agree, disagree. And I will catch you guys in the next video.